up, my peeps, my people? The people that I love. It's your girl, Shawnee here. Welcome to Press to Be. So, our last series, we were talking about you are enough. And you know what? That series has come to a conclusion. But if you would like to catch up on the Press to Be train, click here. I think it's gonna be here. To go back and watch those videos, okay? I don't know if you guys are following us on Press to Be Instagram page, but if you're not, go ahead and follow. It's in the description below. Go ahead and follow because every Tuesday we have a live that we call Press You Now, okay? So Press You Now live is all about laughs and chats, okay? So we laugh because we play a game. The guests that I bring on, we play a game. And sometimes it's just gonna be me on there and you and me just laughing and going at it because a lot's going on in this world. And sometimes we just need a laugh. The second part of Press You Now live is we talk about a topic that helps us all to level up. And so anyways, so Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. Join us on Press You Now Live. And also follow the Press to Be Instagram page so that you won't miss one. But anyways, I have a question for you guys. Once Corona is gone, where we gonna find you at vacation? So put that in the comments below. Okay, now we can get into it. So we're starting a brand new conversation. It is Press to Be Me. This is like the only point I'm going to make in this video because I feel like this one just kind of takes some time to get underneath our belt. You know what I mean? Like it takes some time to develop. And this point, which is take time to build yourself. So before I even start on this point of taking time to build yourself, I want you to know and realize that I have not arrived. Any point that I am suggesting to you or encouraging you to do is because I am on the journey of continuing to press to be me. And so there's nothing I'm going to put on here that is saying, oh, well, do it this way because Shawnee has arrived or because she has all the answers or that Shawnee's perfect. That is never, ever the message. All I know is the things that I have gone through, if it helps one person to not go down the path that I've gone, or to feel encouraged, or to change their life around, or to be saved, or just to turn over a new leaf, I'm happy. So this is a no judgment zone. This is a come as you are zone. And I'm praying that anything that I've learned and anything that I'm putting out on these videos is going to encourage at least one person. It's going to turn one person's life around. It's going to help one person see a brighter day. So no, I have not arrived, but these things have helped me and I pray that it helps you. All right. So now this disclaimer is all out and open. By this point in time, you should know yourself just a wee bit, okay? So you should know yourself at least this much. But from the things that you know about yourself already, you should already kind of know what are your habits, what are the things that you do that are great, you know, your character, you know, you going to church, you're going to Bible study, you talking to your parents, you're honoring your parents, you know, when you get good grades or whatever the case may be, you know these things about you. And then you know what are bad habits, the things that you're like, ooh, I could do better with that. Or, hey, like one of my goals is to actually lose weight, but at 10 o'clock at night, I'm eating ice cream. I'm not guilty. Okay, that's a lie. I'm totally guilty. There are things like, you know, for some people, it is, having friends that gossip all of the time. Like you realize over time that the people that you hang around don't have anything nice to say about anybody. Why is that? Okay. Anyway, before you can even get to the point of building yourself, you, like I said before, you already know like your habits, your bad habits, your good habits, your routines, your friends. You already know all of these things about you. You're pretty much self-aware of what you have around you. It does not mean that you have all those things defined. For instance, for me, in my last year of college, actually my first semester, I got to this point of I was ready for a change. Like, I was ready for something different. I was ready for me to be elevated, and I wanted to be elevated in my thoughts about myself. I wanted to be elevated in focusing on finishing. I wanted to be elevated in my relationship with God. Like, all those things were very, 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 very important to me. And I felt like throughout my college years, I wasted some valuable time. But with all that being said, I got to the place where I was like, okay, I am really ready to move on and really ready to elevate. And I prayed to God, and I was like, Lord, I feel like something's amiss, and I feel like I'm not where I should be with you, with myself, with anything outside of being on track for graduation. And God put some people in my life, actually, which these people are my mentors. They are still my mentors today. It's Candace and Jonathan Lamb. They came into my life, and it was really funny because I actually did not ask them to come into my life at all, initially. So let me clean that up, because they could call me like, Shani, what? They essentially, over time, and I did too, I participated in building a relationship with them. And to be honest, I sought it out. Like, I desired to have mentorship. And I remember the Lord saying to me, to ask Candace to be my mentor. And I was like, ooh, are you sure? Like, she doesn't really know me. I don't really know her. And I don't know. Like, I don't know. But anyways, so one day I asked her to be my mentor, and I will never forget it. I came over to their house, and I remember asking her, like, hey, I was praying, and I think I need a mentor, and I believe that you might be it. So what do you think? And she was like, well, I never mentored anybody before, but let me pray and ask the Lord. And long story short, she did say yes. The beginning stages of take time to build yourself is, one, realize that you're broken. Like, realize that you have some spaces in your life that you need God to fill, and only God can fill, and tell you, hey, and tell you through people who are led by God to tell you, hey, like, these are the places that I'm seeing that God can really fill me. Like, these are places that you need some healing. These are places that you need some deliverance from. And I know deliverance sounds like a really churchy word, but you think of anybody who's been oppressed or beaten up and just need some freedom, typically use the word deliverance. And that was me. I needed some deliverance for some things. And to be honest, I needed deliverance from me. Another thing that I will never forget, Candace and I were in the car, and she was like, Shani, what's going on with you? And I started telling her everything. Like, I was spilling all of the beans, because I was so hurt and so upset and so downtrodden, and just a lot of different things. And I felt like I was going on a whole different path. I don't know if it was towards like depression or whatever, but I was just feeling this whole thing. She looked at me, and she told me everything that I was dealing with, as far as she identified what I was dealing with. And she gave me a name for it. And from there, I was able to be like, yo, like, when did I become so broken? Like, when did I become so okay with being broken and living a life of brokenness? And and living a life of not just other people tearing me down, but me tearing myself down inwardly. Like, when did I get to this point of allowing myself to do this and not realizing that I barely had love for myself? So anyways, Candace and I were able to put together like some plan. I was scared because because anytime that it's just like going through surgery, right? So like before you go to surgery, you go to the doctor, they figure out what's wrong with you, then they tell you what they're going to do to you. They're like, hey, are you sure you want this? Are you sure you want us to cut this? And you're sure? And just in case it doesn't work out, there's a possibility of death. And you're like, I don't know. I don't know if I want this. And I went through that whole process inwardly. And Candace was in front of me. We were talking about it. I was like, I don't know. I'm not ready to die. But she wasn't telling me to die. It sounded like what she was encouraging me to do, and also what the Lord was telling her to tell me in that time, because it wasn't just her. When she speaks and when Uncle Jay speaks, like, I know it's God speaking through them. And then they always tell me like, yo, this is so a tangent, but anyways, they will tell me like, hey, they'll always tell me prior to telling me if it's like, you know, this is not God, this is just my opinion. And I appreciate them so much for that, because it just goes to show that they're not perfect either. And also that they have an opinion, and sometimes it's not necessarily just God. My life is God's. My life is not my own. It is the Lord's. And that's why I need to hear his voice. And that's why I need to know his voice. At that point in time, when Candace and Jonathan became my mentors, the voice of the Lord was not strong in my ear, and I didn't really know it that well. Now, with understanding, like, hey, like, me going through the process with my mentors and me getting better, and to be honest, I don't know who said this, but I think the road to recovery is that it actually you feel worse before you ever feel better. And it's the same thing when you are starting to take time to build yourself. You are literally pulling away things that you felt like were good for you, and now you're like, oh, this is bad for me, but this is all that I know, and I'm comfortable in this, and don't make me uncomfortable. I don't want to take that. I don't want to spend less time on Hulu or spend less time on Netflix. I don't want to cut off this friend that I've had for 10 years, but they're not speaking anything into my life other than gossip. Like, I don't want to guard my phone from pornography because it's something that comforts me. Like, I don't want, like, all these different things that you're going to feel like it hurts to get rid of. But there's something better for you. It's time to make time to build yourself. It is that time. The time is now. And the first step of that is realize that, you're broken. And it's okay to be broken. It's okay to feel like you need, or you're in need of something, and you need God, just like I need God. We all need salvation. We all need a savior. And so that's my encouragement to you. Take time to build yourself. How, Shani? How do I build myself? Okay, now you done told me that I'm broken. Now you done told me that I need to cut off these people and all this kind of stuff. How do I take time to build myself? Talk to God. Ask the Lord, hey, God, how do I start to build myself? What am I supposed to do? And it looks different for everybody. It looks different for everyone. Not anybody has the same path. The turning point for me to start making time to build myself was when I realized that I was sick and tired of being the same Shawnee who never believed in herself, who had low self-esteem, low confidence, and also never really spoke up for myself in situations where I was taken advantage of. I was very tired of that. I was tired of being a walking doormat because I did not know my value. But as soon as I got serious about my relationship with the Lord and understood how much he loved me and understood how much sacrifice that he made just for me, that's when things shift around. And that's when he started speaking to that. Actually, that's when I started to hear him, because I believe that God is always speaking. It's just a matter of whether or not you're listening. That's my personal opinion about it. But I would love to know what you guys think. And I would love to know how I can pray for you. Yeah. So this is Pressed to Be, where we are unapologetically being all that God's created us to be. Love you. Bye. Subscribe to Pressed to Be. What's up? What? What's up? What? What's up? Yeah. Okay. What's up? I don't even do that normally. All right. Tell us wants. Oh my goodness. Wants. Oh my goodness. Wants. Why is it so weird for me to say that word? Wants. Does that sound weird to anybody? No? It could just be me. Okay. Wants. Oh my Lord. The word is wants. ONCE. I know how to do something. Like just the letters, but is that N? Anyways, too many special things happening right now.